Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here today. Now today, first of all, we are celebrating a brand new year. So I'm doing the 2018 overview video for all of the signs. So happy new year to everybody watching. Know that I'm sending you all just positive energy, positive thoughts, lots of wishes for a wonderful year full of many wonderful things. For my returning viewers, thank you for sticking with me throughout the past year. I'm very happy to have you here. And for new viewers, I'm happy that you found me here. And hopefully, if you enjoy the readings, you'll decide to like and possibly subscribe as well. And that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos throughout the year. Okay, so the reading that I'm doing today, it's an overview, okay? So it's a month-by-month overview of the upcoming year of 2018. So for the main reading, I will be choosing one card for each month from the Crystal Visions Tarot deck, okay? And then I divide the year into quarters, and then I pick one additional card from the Shadowscapes Tarot deck as sort of an overall energy for that quarter, for those 3 months. Then in the middle of the spread, you will see there will be an overall, one card for the overall energy for the year. And then I will also pick oracle cards. And I'm not exactly sure which ones I will be using, but more than likely I will be pulling from either the Akashic Tarot, the Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue, or the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Okay, or maybe all 3 of them. We'll see how the readings go. For those of you who are interested in getting a personal reading, a lot of people do, they like to get a reading at the beginning of the year to kind of give them an overview of what will be going on in their particular, or in their life, right, based on their particular circumstances. If you are interested, you can just send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com, or you could take a look at my site, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find information about the types of videos that I offer, the types of readings and pricing for the readings. Okay, so I will be getting into the reading now. I'll stop talking and see you all in 1 second for the shuffle. Bye for now. Hi, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well. I'm happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading, we're doing your 2018 overview. You'll see that I already have the cards laid out here on the table. In order to try to save time, I've been meditating and, shuffling and pulling the cards off camera because my videos have been running quite long for this 2018 overview. So that's why you'll see that the cards are already out. And the way that the spread is laid out, we'll lower the camera so you can see. So it goes in a wheel starting with, January, goes through the 12 months of the year. There's a 13th card in the middle, which is the overall energy for the entire year. And then there are clarifiers from another deck, and I've divided it into sort of quarters. So first quarter, second, third, fourth, and then again a clarifier on the overall energy. And then I also have 3 oracle cards that I'll get into at the end. Okay, so, and one other thing. For some reason, with all of the 2018 readings that I've done so far, there have been a lot of major arcana cards coming out and a lot of repeating cards. For example, you'll see, that there might be a card appearing for one of the months of the year, and then the same card also shows up as the clarifier, maybe for that particular quarter, where the same card is, or in another one. Yeah, so when that happens in a reading, it's because, the message definitely is an important one. You definitely need to hear the message from Spirit. So I just, point that out for you to try to maybe pay a little more attention when we get to those cards to see what the message is. Okay. Well, I say that because at the center of your reading, your overall energy for the year is Major Arcana number 14, the Temperance card. And the card that came out as a clarifier on that card is also Temperance card. So you have Temperance and Temperance for your overall energy. And the Temperance card, more than anything, it's a card that speaks of balance, right? And need for balance and finding balance in our lives. And also, there is an element of waiting also associated with this card and needing, divine timing for certain things to happen. So it's a card of harmony, um, equilibrium, healing as well. Um, it's also about, if we see, I think it's shown probably a little bit better on this card, although these cards are quite hard to see on camera. I love them because they're beautiful, but you can see that she has here, sort of in the middle, right? They're the yin. You see the yin and yang. So they're the opposing forces. We have the night and day, the sun and the moon, and she is able to harness the power of these opposing forces, right, in order to use that power for a specific purpose. So, there is a certain element of power to do with this card, but it's power that's obtained through some type um, of balance. Same thing with the woman on this card. You see that she has two chalices. One chalice holds water, the other one holds fire. And it's about her finding the balance there, right? Because if she just dumped the chalice of water on top of the other one, she'll put out the fire. But you see, she's created this beautiful rainbow with it. And so it's, again, it's about harnessing the power, finding this balance in order to create or for, a specific purpose here. So that's sort of your overall message for the year. There might be divine timing involved with different things happening in your life throughout the year. You might need to find balance. This could be balance in different areas of your life, possibly, or just you, feeling more balanced throughout the year. And maybe this is you doing, possibly meditating, things like that, in order to find that, that balance that you need. But it's that I would say that would be the key word for you for the year. Okay, so let's get into the reading. For January, you have Major Arcana, the High Priestess, number 2, followed by, for the month of February, Major Arcana, number 13, the Death card. And in March, the Nine of Cups. And the overall energy for this first quarter of the year is Major Arcana number 8, the Strength card. Okay. So with the High Priestess, as you begin the year, this new year, the High Priestess really represents kind of the divine realms, mystery, the unconscious, definitely our intuition. When she appears, she is somebody who she really trusts in her intuition and the messages that she receives from the higher realms, right? From the divine realms. She's thought of as the keeper of all things magic, and you see that she's also standing on top of this crescent moon, also symbolizing intuition, psychic force. She also has the butterflies circling around her, which is, what it represents is new life. And we have, this death and new life and beginning coming up in the next month, in the month of February. So there might be something in the month of January that you are needing to, really trust in, or go if there's a decision to be made, or, some type of ending that needs to come about. And it does seem as if this ending will happen, with the Death card coming in the month of February. The Death card is a significant life event. This isn't like a small change. The major arcanas are major changes in our lives. These are, they're really meant to come in and change something about our lives. And so with the Death card, this could be, you know, and it is an ending, but it's also a new beginning, okay? Because what the Death card really speaks of is what comes after death. And we know that, you know, for those of people who believe in reincarnation, we know that the physical death is not the ending, right? It's just, it gives way to change. It gives way to something else, right? So this could be, you know, you tuning in, really listening to your intuition, in order to figure out something to do with this ending here. And this could be an ending. You could be ending a relationship. You could be ending just, you know, a chapter in your life. This could be just a habit, you know, if this is something that you've been wanting to give up. I know that the beginning of the year is a good time for us to, you know, really kind of look at our lives, put things on, you know, kind of weigh everything up, see what we need to get rid of and what we need to keep that's really going to serve us as we move through the new year. Or this could just be an ending to a way of thinking here. But whatever this, you know, going within, seeking out this message, this ending a new beginning in the month of February, by March, you have this Nine of Cups card. And this is the Wish Upon a Star card, right? It's the minor arcana version of the Star card. And it has to do with, you know, getting everything that you wish for, having your dreams fulfilled, having your wishes come true. It's also about intentions. And you see that there's also a full moon on this card. And we have the moon reference on the High Priestess card. So there could be something to do with, you know, the phases of the moon. Pay attention to when the phases of the moon, you know, when they happen, when the full moon happens in the month of March, when we have, you know, the different phases in the month of January. I know that the full moon in January is beginning, I want to say on the 2nd of January, 1st or 2nd, depending on where you are in the world. But, you know, there might be something happening around the full moon in the month of March that is quite significant, that is going to bring in, you know, great happiness and joy for you. And with the Nine of Cups, it's also important to think about setting your intentions, and be careful, you know, kind of what you wish for, because this card is interesting because it's like once the wish is granted, it won't, you know, there's no way to say, oh, wait, I didn't want that. So, you know, while you're trusting in your intuition, going through whatever this ending new beginning is, make sure that you really set your intentions right, because this card shows that you will have something that you have been, you know, wishing for or hoping for. It's coming true, whatever that might be, however that might play out in your life. And, you know, with the Strength card as the overall energy for these 3 months, this just tells me that, you know, there might be, or you might need to remain calm, you know, be patient as you move through whatever this ending and beginning is. You know, have the emotional strength, you know, the mental strength and the emotional strength to get through whatever this is. And you definitely will. I mean, the Strength card, it's a card of being very resolute, you know, really sticking to having the willpower to get through something, you know, and it's all about our courage to do that and our inner strength to do that. So, you know, you're definitely, you need to just, again, tune into your intuition, trust in yourself. I'm going back to the High Priestess card. Your dreams might be quite significant during the month of January. I'd say pay attention to any messages that might come through in your dreams or through signs, synchronicities. You know, it might be a good idea to start a dream journal, because there might be some type of message, or you might have some type of receive some type of clarity on whatever this ending is here, or this possible decision to do with this ending. And it might come through in the form of, you know, a dream or a different type of message. So pay attention to that. Okay, as you move into the next 3 months, you have for April, the Three of Cups, May, the Queen of Wands, and June, the Star card. And the overall energy for these 3 months is a repeater card. you have the High Priestess, but it's from the other deck. Okay, so that's what I was saying, the kind of repeated messages going on here. I mean, the Nine of Cups that you had back here in March is the minor arcana version of the Star card that you have here in June. You know, the High Priestess that you have as the overall energy for these 3 months is the beginning energy for the month of January. So, you know, repeated messages going on here in your spread. So with the Three of Cups can have to do with celebrations. It can have to do with, it can be something as simple as just getting together with other people, right? The Suit of Cups it deals with our feelings, our emotions. It has to do with them. Obviously, Cups is the water sign. So you see, you know, the 3 women here, they're holding the cups in their hands. So it's about celebrating, being together with other people, going out. It can be as simple as just going out to dinner with some friends of yours, you know, or it could be something more significant. You could be celebrating something. This could have to do with whatever this ending and beginning was back here, and you getting, you know, with the Nine of Cups in the month of March, you getting your dreams or getting your wishes granted here, and now you're celebrating it. Sometimes this celebration has to do with an announcement of a pregnancy or announcement of a birth. Sometimes it has to do with like a celebration, like a wedding, you know, like a marriage, wedding, that type of celebration. So could be many different things here, but it's definitely about celebrating and good fortune and being with other people, you know, while you celebrate that. In the month of May, you have the Queen of Wands. Now, obviously, you are a fire sign, Sagittarius, so, you know, this could be your energy here, or this could be another older wand signs individual that might play a significant role in the month of May for you. If it is, then that would be either a Sagittarius like yourself, or it could be an Aries or a Leo. Generally, the queens we think of as being older female fire signs. But, you know, with these spreads, they could be male or female. They're not gender specific. But typically she is, you know, she's a very strong individual, the Queen of Wands. When the court cards come out in a reading, they can be either an event or situation that we're dealing with. They can be somebody, you know, who's quite significant during that time period for us, or they could just be the energy that we're taking on, you know, us taking on the energy of the Queen of Wands. But she's a very magnetic, energetic type of person. She's really strong and capable, and you see that she has here on the card the crystal, right? There are crystal balls there. So she has great vision. She's really, you know, she's very capable of achieving pretty much anything that she sets her mind to. You know, she's a very capable and inspiring person. So this could be, you know, just you feeling very capable, very, you know, inspired. She's one of those people who can be in a million different places at one time, doing 20 million things at one time, and doing them all well. So, you know, that could just be you in this month of May, you know, being very busy, you know, could have something to do with this Three of Cups, you know, the celebrations, just you, but you also feeling very strong, right, and very confident. And then you have the Star card. Well, the Star card is the major arcana card, like I said, of the Nine of Cups, and it's a card of healing, but it's also a card of, you know, having your wishes come true. It's a card of, you know, wishing upon a star, having pretty much everything that you wish for happen, right? Your dreams coming true here. And it's a very beautiful card. It's a card of also kind of a harmonious card. It's a card that's that really represents hope. It's also a card that you see how she's pouring here. Let me show you. See how she is, she's pouring this 1 cup of water that she has into this larger pool of water. That can represent kind of, you know, our subconscious or our emotional state. And you see with the other hand, she's pouring water onto dry land, which really represents, sorry, my phone. I thought I'd silenced it. Apologize for that. pouring the water onto dry land, which really represents, our presence here on earth. And so with this card, and then again, the High Priestess, there's definitely something here where you're being asked or guided to, really pay attention to your intuition, right? During all of the first 6 months of the year, I would say here. And trust in that intuition, right? And you see that on this card, it's a little bit different, the image. We have the owl on here. And, the owl is typically known as the keeper of knowledge. And, the owl has the key here to unlock mysteries. She's also holding in her hands, I don't know if you can see it that well on the card, there's a pomegranate, which is also a fruit of fertility and death. So once again, there's kind of like they're the new beginnings, the endings, beginnings, the intuition. There is, wishes coming true and celebrations. It seems as if, that's kind of flowing all through the first 6 months of the year here. Now, as we move into the last 6 months, it seems as if there's more of a focus on possibly business or partnerships. Other relationships could be in the cards as well. I'll show you that. Because you do have a couple of twos. You have the Two of Pentacles here for the month of July, and then you have the Two of Cups, which is the minor arcana of the Lover's card, which actually came out as the overall energy for these 3 months here. But you have that, heading into the last quarter of the year. So, again, going back to the cards. So for July, you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, August, the Eight of Pentacles. And September, the Ten of Wands. And you have the Lover's card, right, as the overall energy. Hold that so you can see that. For those 3 months. Okay, so with the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles is another card that speaks of balance, right? And you have that at the center of your reading here. But it's a card that deals with balance in the material realm, the Suit of Pentacles. And you have two Pentacles cards here followed by the Ten of Wands. The Suit of Pentacles has to do with, the tangible things here in the material realm. So it's usually the work, our jobs, the job that we perform, the money that we are paid for the job that we perform, the material possessions that we are able to accrue from, the jobs that we perform, like our home, our material possessions, those type of things. And the Two of Pentacles is a card that speaks of juggling. You can see that the woman on the card here, she's actually standing on like ballet shoes, right? Standing on her tippy toes here, which is not an easy thing to do, right? And she's balancing these two coins. And she's keeping them up in the air. Even though she's in a very difficult position here, she's managing to keep everything afloat, keep everything balanced and up in the air. So this could be, as you move into the month of July, you could be juggling many different things. And you did have the Queen of Wands back here. So it was kind of like you were all over the place, doing many things, quite busy back here. So you might find yourself juggling something. Sometimes this card appears when you're trying to find the balance between, for example, your work and your home life, or your relationships and your say education, if you're still at school, that type of thing. Sometimes it has to do with finances and juggling, kind of month to month, just going paycheck to paycheck and really juggling things to make ends meet. It can also have to do with that. But it's also about keeping everything afloat, right? Really going with the flow, adapting, being very sort of adaptability, in that you can kind of go with the flow and you'll handle it, right? You see, even though she's in this very precarious position, she's handling it. So she's finding that balance. So there is that as well. She trusts in herself. She knows that she's capable, and whatever life kind of throws at her, she knows she can handle here. And then in the fall, in the the month after that, in the month of August, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is a card. Sometimes it's called the Apprentice card. It's a card that speaks of you really working hard to master a skill. So this is you at work. You could be working extremely hard, possibly working overtime, really trying to get ahead, show that you're that you're capable. If you're trying to move up in the company, just proving that, yes, you have what it takes to get that promotion. You're just, could be you doing some on the job training. This could be you going back to school. And with the Two of Pentacles here, that could be this juggling, right? Maybe you decided to take some additional classes or go back to school and get an extra certificate that might help you, in whatever area you're currently working in. Or this could be you going back to get a higher degree, or getting a first degree. So it might be you trying to balance all of the areas of your life as you do this. But the Eight of Pentacles is all about you being very detail oriented and focusing on the task at hand and working very hard at that. And then as you move into September, you have this Ten of Wands card, and this tells me that it might be these 3 months might be kind of difficult. I get like the very this very heavy and tiring feeling looking at the cards, because one, it's not easy to balance all the areas of our life many times, right? And then the Ten of Wands tells me that this might have been going on for quite a while. You might have been, balancing and kind of handling everything by yourself for quite a while here, but it's coming to an end, right? It's been a long time for him to have. If you look at this man, he is, he's going uphill on the horse. That's not easy, and he's laden down with 10 wands, and it's not just one or two that are kind of easy to carry. He has 10 on his back, and so it's very heavy. He's sort of slogging along, moving along slowly here. But with this 10, the 10 of Wands is a card of completion, right? And it's a card of having completed a certain cycle. We know that the suit of Wands, it's your suit. It has to do with ambition and courage. It also has to do with the day-to-day activities that we do. So the jobs that we perform, just the daily routine, that type of energy. But it's also about our ambition and how we kind of handle all of those tasks. Our creativity for handling it all, and our determination and strength and intuition for handling and dealing with everything. And it is an ending, right? This 10, after the 10 of Wands comes the Ace, and the Aces are new beginnings. They're yes cards, and they're new beginnings in the Tarot. So this 10 of Wands, yes, you might be feeling, burdened and overloaded, possibly in the work sector here. Maybe you've taken on, with all of this work and trying to do all this, you might have taken on, kind of more, bitten off more than you can chew type of energy, right? And yes, sometimes the Ten of Wands appears when somebody has that kind of workaholic mentality, somebody who's just, really putting in all of those extra hours and, is just going kind of beyond what they need to do and really stretching themselves thin here, right? But after this, it's going to end, right? This 10 is, okay, you've gotten to this point, but there's definitely the end is in sight with this, So there will be some type of release. You'll be able to let down, put down those 10 wands and begin set off on something new after this, because there's an ending with whatever this is. So maybe this is you. You might be ending a course, with what you've been going on with here. You might be ending that. You might be ending all of the extra hours, and maybe you're moving up into a new position where there are less hours and better pay. And the overall energy of the Lovers card, this is another card that speaks of balance, but it also is about partnership. It's also a card of connecting with other people. So there might be somebody, during these 3 months who is quite significant, who might be able to help you, with whatever it is you're trying to do and balance, because it is a card of of choices. Sometimes these choices, it's more of like the head or heart decision when this card appears. So, if there's a decision to be made, it's more about going, choosing with your heart or choosing with what your mind tells you, going with your intuition with the high priestess, right? How you kind of face that, whatever this decision is, or the situation is. But of course, the Lover's card is also, it's more than just the decision, right? It's also about, it's a card that speaks of partnering up with other people, right? And you have the Two of Pentacles, which is the balancing, but then the Lover's card is balance, but it's you, being in a balanced relationship with another person. So there could be somebody coming in, right? Or this could be a very strong connection with another person. Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic in nature. It could just be a strong friendship. Maybe there's a friend who is particularly significant during these 3 months and is there for you to lean on and depend on as you're working through, whatever this difficult situation is, or getting through this work and career and study, or, whatever it is that you have going on during those 3 months. That person might help you. But yes, the Lover's card also can speak of a soulmate connection, and you have coming up in the next month the Two of Cups, which is the minor arcana version of the Lover's card. So it's the minor arcana Two of Cups, minor arcana soulmate card. So there could be some type of soulmate connection as well, and if it is, it's, the soulmate connection is a difficult one at times, right? A lot of people think that it's just all roses and, oh, I want to meet my soulmate and everything will be perfect. That's not always the case. Yes, it can be, but sometimes our soulmate, it's really sort of the mirror reflection of ourselves. So sometimes these relationships are quite tricky, sometimes, and they're usually soul contracts that we enter into before we incarnate into this particular lifetime. So there are lessons to be learned. This could be us teaching that person a lesson or us learning from the other person. But whatever it is, it's a very deep connection, a soul level connection with the other person. So, there could be this person, and that leads us into this, the last 3 months of the year. And we have, so for the month of October, we have the Two of Cups. So this is the minor arcana Lover's card, right? The soulmate card. The month of November, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is another card of balance, of give and take. And the last card, the outbound energy for the year, is the King of Wands. Okay? And the overall energy for those 3 months is the Two of Wands. Okay, so starting off with the Two of Cups, again, this is, this could be a significant relationship coming in. It could be tied to this Lover's card that you had in the previous 3 months. But it's a very beautiful a very beautiful energy, right, surrounding this card, because it's a card of connection, a card of having a special, strong, deep, common bond with another person. Yes, it could be a marriage, right? This card can signify marriage or taking a relationship to the next level. So if you're dating, this might be, you getting engaged. If you're engaged, this might be you actually marrying the person, or it can just be a very deep and strong friendship or partnership, right? If we're thinking of it in more within the, the work or career kind of environment. It could just be a partnership, but whatever it is, it's a very loving, a very deep and strong connection with another person here. The Six of Pentacles after that, we have more Pentacles energy, and we've had a lot of Pentacles energy in the prior months. It's a card that speaks of balance, but it's also about, give and take. And, there are times in our lives where, and obviously this is Pentacles, so dealing with the material possessions, material things. There are times when we have enough, and we are financially secure and have enough to be able to share with others. So this could just be a month in which you are sharing of something that you have, either actually material things, so money, lending money to other people, or this can come in the form of knowledge, offering knowledge, providing knowledge or advice or emotional support for somebody else. It's kind of like the mentor and the prodigy card. It's the benefactor and the recipient. So, you could be on the receiving end of this as well. This could be you receiving some type of advice or support from somebody else, or getting a loan from somebody else. This could be maybe you have loaned somebody money and they're paying you back the money now. This is around November, which is kind of when the holiday season starts. So maybe this is you volunteering, giving of your time, volunteering, like teaching or mentoring other people. It could be many different things here with the Six of Pentacles. And then with the King of Wands is the outbound energy. So we had in your spread, and they're kind of opposite each other here. You have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Obviously, this is your energy. This is Wands energy, Sagittarius. So this could very well be you again, you taking on the King of Wands, or the energy of the King of Wands at the end of the year. And if it is, the King and Queen of each suit, they've mastered everything, or all the qualities of that particular suit. So if this is you taking on this energy, this is you just feeling kind of unstoppable as you leave 2018 and move into 2019, because the King of Wands, he is very creative, very ambitious. He's very bold. He's definitely a leader. He's kind of a force to be reckoned with, really. And he's he has great insight, foresight, and he's a leader. He's ready to, he's very strong, and he's ready to set off and conquer, whatever it is that he sets his mind to here. And you do have this Two of Wands as the overall energy. And the Two of Wands has to do with choices, right? It's a card that speaks of needing to also to kind of make a decision, take control of whatever this, the choosing, whatever it is that you're being asked to choose between here. Make the decision and act on it. So again, there's another, it's a strong message here of like moving ahead, not being, being fearless, kind of taking charge, being courageous, because the Two of Wands is all about being bold and, sometimes thinking outside of the box, but just being bold and as you make this decision, right? And if you think that you're there staring down two paths and trying to figure out which one is the right one for you, it's not an easy thing to do, right? Because as you pick one, you inevitably don't pick the other. So it's always about, being courageous and being a little bit of a risk taker as you take matters into your own hands and really move ahead, move into the new year. So again, there are a lot of messages within the spread for the year that have to do with balance, that have to do with also taking charge. There is, something to do with having wishes come true. There is something to do with, either partnering up with other people or possibly, getting into a very serious relationship, possibly marriage. But, the main focus here is finding balance. So keep that in mind as you begin the year, and also as you move through the year. I would keep that in mind. Now the cards that you have for the Oracle cards, and for these I like to just read from the Oracle guidebook for each card to give you the full meaning. The first one comes from the Akashic Tarot deck, and it's the Two of Forces, the Willow. Beautiful card. And for those of you who have seen some of my daily tarot snapshot readings throughout the month of December, you'll know that, yes, this is called a tarot deck, but it really isn't, right? The Akashic Tarot deck. I'm sorry, my phone keeps going off. Hold on one second. Sorry for that. The Akashic Tarot deck, it has less cards than a typical, a normal tarot deck. It only has 62 cards. And the suits are, they have different names, and a lot of the cards have very different meanings. So the Two of Forces, the suit of forces in this deck, it's a suit that is about energy, the natural law, and, how energy sort of attracts energy. So it would be, we can kind of associate it with the suit of wands, which is the suit of fire. You're a suit, right, Sagittarius? And the two, this would be in the traditional tarot, the Two of Wands, which we had here, right, as the outbound or as the overall message for the last 3 months of the year. So this card is called the Willow, and what the card has to do with is, we can see, let me show you again. I love this. I love the images on the cards. So you see the willow card here, and it stands, the willow tree, and it's standing in the sun, and it's a very beautiful tree, and it's a very strong tree. But it's also a tree that is quite flexible, and in addition to being strong, it is able to bend. It is a flexible card, right? And so, even though its roots are deep-rooted and they spread out quite far, its branches, it's able to bend and really go with the flow. And I did see that in, for example, with the Two of Pentacles here for you. I mean, that, and the message of needing to be strong, but at the same time, needing to be flexible, right? And needing to kind of go with the flow here. So what this card indicates is a time of calm, right? It's also a time of power. It's a time that is perfect for reinforcing your foundation in your work, in your family, in your spirit, right? And just like the willow, you have a peaceful strength drawn from the waters of your soul and extending through all eternity. Stand confidently in your truth, take the actions that support the growth of all things wonderful in your life, and know that you are powerful. And the Akashic Force message that goes along with this card, it says, take a deep breath and feel yourself plant energetic roots through the bottom of your feet, moving down to the very depths of the earth and tapping the resources you need. Notice the strength you feel rising up from this profound source of energy. Okay? So, the main message here is about being strong, being confident, right? You do have the Strength card here, and again, the Two of Wands. So as you move through the year and make these decisions, be strong, but at the same time, be flexible, be willing to go with the flow and change, be like the Willow card here. The other two oracle cards that came out for you, you have from the Life Purpose deck by Doreen Virtue, you have Energy Healing. Okay, and this card says, your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. Okay, so let me read you the entire meaning for this card. And it says, your hands are energetically activated to channel healing to others. Think about how many times you've held your hands over someone's aches or pains, including your own. This instinctive action is so natural to you that you may have overlooked or downplayed it. In fact, it's indicative of your spiritual gift of energy healing. Now it's time to steer your energy healing work in a professional direction. This may involve taking classes to increase your knowledge and confidence. Most important, though, is holding the intention to conduct energy healing sessions as a career. Once you fearlessly and confidently put this intention out into the universe, your clients will come to you. At first, you may conduct unpaid sessions with friends and family members. Soon, through word of mouth and your continued focused intent, you'll either attract a paid private practice or you'll join a healing center. As you initiate your energy healing work, keep your mind and body cleared by practicing a healthful lifestyle. As you take excellent care of yourself, your physical and emotional reserves increase. Your high energy is a key ingredient to quickly manifesting your dreams. And you have, speaking of manifesting and having your wishes come true, you have the Nine of Cups card here and the Star card, right? And the Queen of Wands. she is all about making things happen, right? And you had over here with the Eight of Pentacles, we were talking about possibly you going back to school, right? And this could be going back to school for something to do with this, energy healing. So that's interesting that came out. Okay, the last card that you have is called Joy and Delight. Open your heart to joy. And this card says, let me find it. Joy and Delight. Here we go. It says, you do not need to suffer to grow. You can grow leaps and bounds through joy. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Do what gives you joy. Celebrate and have fun. Stop and embrace life, yourself, and others. Say yes. Take steps today to expand your joy. You don't need to do it all at once, but you do need to start. Your purpose in life is to experience joy. Allow joy and ecstasy to flow through you wildly and freely. Share your love. Happiness spreads to others like a wildfire and can help heal the world. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know that it's not just about reaching the destination, it's about the joy of the journey. The traveler stops periodically to savor the simple pleasures of the voyage. If you don't follow your bliss now, when will you? If you've been waiting until circumstances are different before you experience true happiness, you may have a long wait. It's simple. When you focus on the areas of your life that bring you joy, these areas will prosper. One of the fastest paths to happiness is through sharing and giving. So give of your heart and follow your bliss. Joy is your spiritual birthright. So beautiful messages that came through with these last three cards for you. I love that. And it looks as if it's going to be, a very good year for you. As long as, you keep this temperance, this balance in mind at the center of the reading. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way, Sagittarius. I thank you again for joining me here today. I wish you a wonderful 2018, and I look forward to reading for you throughout the year. And just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.